The James Webb Space Telescope wasn't built to find alien cities or listen for radio broadcasts from distant stars. It was built for something far more subtle, almost elemental. It was built to taste the air of distant planets. And on a strange, hypothetical Hycean world, 124 light-years away, it may have just detected the chemical fingerprint of something incredible, a molecule that, here on Earth, means life. This isn't a story about little green men, it's a story about chemistry, starlight filtering through an alien sky, and a single, tantalizing clue that could represent one of the most profound discoveries in human history. It's a clue that forces us to ask whether we are on the verge of knowing, for the first time, that we are not alone. The evidence is provocative, but its interpretation is a scientific detective story of the highest order. For as long as we've looked at the stars, we've wondered whether we are a lonely accident in a silent universe, or whether the cosmos is teeming with life. This question has echoed through thousands of years of human civilization, touching the core of our philosophy, our religions, and our understanding of ourselves. Long before telescopes, ancient Greek thinkers like Metrodorus of Chios argued that a universe with only one inhabited world would be as absurd as a field with a single stalk of grain. They imagined infinite worlds, ideas far ahead of their time, though impossible to test. These ideas planted a seed of curiosity that stayed dormant for centuries, held back by a worldview that placed Earth at the center of everything. It took the courage of Copernicus and Galileo to shatter the geocentric model. By placing the sun at the center of the solar system, they didn't just rearrange planets, they philosophically dethroned humanity. If Earth was just another planet, then other planets might be other Earths. If the stars were other suns, they might host their own families of worlds, worlds that could harbor life. This Copernican shift didn't merely change astronomy, it rewrote humanity's sense of place in the cosmos. The question, "Are we alone?" slowly shifted from a philosophical debate into a scientific hypothesis. Life might not be a singular miracle, but perhaps a common cosmic pattern. Yet for centuries, we could only speculate. We created stories and dreams, but we lacked tools to find real answers. In the 20th century, everything changed. Radio astronomy gave humanity a new sense, ears capable of listening to the cosmos. Scientists like Frank Drake and Carl Sagan founded the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Their logic was simple. If intelligent civilizations existed, perhaps they used radio waves as we do. Maybe some of their signals were crossing space right now. The Drake equation was created to break this immense question into smaller parts. The number of stars, the number with planets, the number of those planets that could support life, how many actually develop life, how many develop intelligence, and how long such civilizations might survive. But after decades of listening, we heard nothing. The silence grew more puzzling, leading to the Fermi paradox. If life seems probable, why is the universe so quiet? Possible answers range from hopeful to terrifying. Perhaps interstellar travel is nearly impossible. Perhaps civilizations remain silent on purpose. Or maybe intelligent life is extremely rare, or destroys itself before becoming interstellar. The silence forced scientists to rethink their strategy. Instead of searching for intelligent signals, they turned towards something far more common and ancient: simple life. Instead of listening for alien engineers, the new goal became searching for alien biology. And that required a new kind of telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021, is exactly that. More than a successor to Hubble, it is a revolutionary observatory. Its enormous gold-coated mirror is a master of infrared light, allowing it to see through cosmic dust and analyze faint heat signatures from distant worlds. This ability makes it possible to perform transit spectroscopy, studying starlight that filters through a planet's atmosphere as it passes in front of its star. Molecules in the atmosphere absorb specific wavelengths of light, each leaving a unique chemical barcode. By reading these barcodes, JWST can identify gases in an exoplanet's atmosphere hundreds of light years away. This is how scientists hunt for biosignatures, chemical hints that life might exist. One promising target lies in the constellation Leo, the planet K2-18b, orbiting a cool red dwarf 124 light-years from Earth. Discovered in 2015, this world is a sub-Neptune, larger than Earth, smaller than Neptune, with no counterpart in our solar system. What makes it compelling is its location in the habitable zone and earlier hints of water vapor in its atmosphere. A research team led by Professor Niku Madhusudan proposed a bold hypothesis. K2-18b might be a Hycean world, an ocean planet with a hydrogen-rich atmosphere. While exotic, such an atmosphere could trap heat efficiently, allowing a deep global ocean to remain liquid even under a dim star. If Hycean worlds exist, they might be abundant and potentially habitable. When JWST observed K2-18b, the results were startling. The telescope detected methane and carbon dioxide, with a lack of ammonia, exactly the pattern predicted for a Hycean ocean world. But hidden in the data was a faint, controversial signal: dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. On Earth, DMS is produced almost exclusively by marine life, particularly phytoplankton. Detecting DMS on another planet would be one of the strongest biosignatures known. While methane and CO2 were exciting, DMS was something else entirely. It was the chemical equivalent of finding a fishing net in a distant ocean. It didn't prove the existence of marine life, but it hinted that something remarkable might be happening on that world. Yet science demands caution. The potential DMS signal is only a tentative detection, around 3 sigma in significance, strong enough to be intriguing, but far from definitive. The gold standard for discovery is 5 sigma. Moreover, although DMS on Earth is biological, the conditions on K2-18b are vastly different. Some lab studies suggest that DMS could be produced abiotically in exotic atmospheres, and recent astronomical observations have found DMS in interstellar clouds and comets, which clearly aren't alive. Other research teams analyzing the JWST data have found no compelling evidence for DMS, highlighting how complex and delicate this analysis is. Still, this moment represents a profound shift. For the first time in history, our instruments are capable of detecting potential biosignatures from alien worlds. This marks the beginning of observational astrobiology, a transition from speculation to measurement. Whether or not K2-18b hosts life, JWST's observations are proof that we can now search for life directly by studying the chemistry of distant skies. Madhusudan described this as a paradigm shift, and he's right. If active biospheres exist on nearby worlds, we now have the means to find them. Further observations of K2-18b are already planned. Additional JWST data over the next few years may strengthen or eliminate the DMS signal. Meanwhile, scientists worldwide are modeling atmospheric processes, testing chemical pathways, and trying to determine whether the observed signals can be explained without invoking biology. This is not doubt, this is science functioning exactly as it should. And if the signal is confirmed? If after years of scrutiny, a consensus emerges that K2-18b harbors life, it would be one of the most significant discoveries in human history. Even microbial life beyond Earth would transform our understanding of biology, evolution, and our place in the universe. We would know that life is not a rare miracle, but part of the fabric of cosmic chemistry. We would become one example among many, not an exception. A universe filled with lifeless rocks would suddenly seem full of quiet, living worlds. So, did the James Webb Space Telescope find life 124 light-years away? Not yet. What it found is a clue, intriguing, controversial, and deeply exciting. It might be the first faint scent of life in an alien ocean. Or it might be an illusion, a chemical mirage waiting to be dispelled by better data. But for the first time, the search for life is no longer confined to philosophy or fiction. It is happening now, with real instruments and real measurements. JWST wasn't designed to find alien civilizations. It was built to taste the air of other worlds, and in that alien air, it may have found the first whisper of something alive. The hunt has only just begun.